Tips on doing business with the Arabs. Business between the Middle East and the West has grown tremendously in the last 20 years. Cultural differences sometimes cause problems in carrying out business transactions. This article gives suggestions to Western businessmen and salesmen who do business in the Arab world. It is intended to help them understand polite customs and practices in the Middle East. Arabs consider it extremely bad manners to start talking business immediately. Even the busiest government official or executive always takes extra time to be polite and offer refreshment. No matter how busy you are, you should make time for this hospitality. The conference visit is a way of doing business throughout the Arab world. Frequently, you will have to discuss your business in the presence of strangers who may or may not have anything to do with your business. Do not be surprised if your meeting is interrupted several times by people who come into the room unannounced, whisper, or speak softly to the person with whom you are talking, and leave. Act as though you do not hear and never show displeasure at being interrupted. Making decisions quickly is not an Arab custom. There is vagueness in doing business in the Middle East which will puzzle a newcomer. Give yourself lots of time and ask lots of questions. Patience is an important quality. You may have to wait 2 or 3 days to see high level government officials as they are very busy. Give yourself enough time. Personal relationships are very important. They are the key to doing business in Arab countries. Try to identify the decision maker regarding your product or service immediately and get to know him on a friendly basis. Do your homework. Be prepared to discuss details of your product or proposal. Be ready to answer technical questions. Familiarize yourself with the Muslim and national holidays. Avoid a visit during Ramadan, the Muslim month of fasting. Most Arab countries have a 6-day work week from Saturday through Thursday, when matches with the Monday to Friday practice in most Western countries. It leaves only 3.5 workdays shared. Remember, this is planning in your appointment. Muslims do not eat pork. Some are strict about the religion's prohibitions against alcoholic beverages. If you are not sure, wait for your host to suggest the proper thing to drink. When an Arab says yes, he may mean maybe. When he says maybe, he probably means no. You will seldom get a direct no from an Arab because it is considered impolite. Also, he does not want to close his options. Instead of no, he will say inshallah, which means if God is willing. On the other hand, yes does not necessarily mean yes. A smile and a slow nod might seem like an agreement, but in fact, your host is being polite. An Arab considers it impolite to disagree with a guest. Okay, I will retell a text about tips on doing business with Arabs. The text explains that cultural differences can affect business, especially in Arab world. First, Arabs think it is impolite to talk about business immediately. They prefer to start with friendly conversation and hospitality. Second, meeting can be interrupted by other people, but we should stay patient and not show any negative reactions. Third, Arabs usually do not make quick decisions, so we need to give them enough time. In addition, personal relationships are very important in their business culture. Building trust can help make business successful. We also need to understand Islamic culture, such as Ramadan, halal food, and their working days. Finally, communication can be indirect. Sometimes yes does not really mean yes, and inshallah can show uncertainty. In Indonesian cultures, we also value politeness and respect. For example, when we meet someone, we usually greet them first before discussing important matters. We also often say inshallah when we are not completely sure about something. This is similar to the text where communication can be indirect and relationships are important. That's all my retelling. Thank you for attention. Bye.